Italy is one of the best destinations to do your Erasmus. Its gastronomy, culture and climate are some of the reasons why this country is so popular amongst Erasmus students. And although Italy has many famous destinations, I'm Morgane from Erasmus Play, and in this video I'm gonna tell you which are the best Erasmus destinations in Italy. Let's start with Bologna. Bologna is the Erasmus destination par excellence, as every year this city receives thousands of Erasmus students. So much so that Bologna is one of the most important university cities in the world. Moreover, it's a medieval city with a large number of monuments that are worth visiting, such as Piazza Maggiore, the two towers, or the porticos that you will find scattered around the city, and which are recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bologna also had a great academic tradition, as the University of Bologna is the oldest university in Europe. For all these reasons, in this city you will be able to enjoy the Erasmus experience to the fullest, thanks to the great student atmosphere. Although all this makes finding accommodation in Bologna a nightmare. So don't be careless and look for accommodation with time. The next city is Turin. Turin is a city in the Piedmont region, located in the north of Italy. It's a city that is full of international students every year. In Turin, you can do many activities, such as partying in the San Salvario area, going to day trips to the Alps, or going for a walk on the banks of the River Po. Also, its location makes it very easy to travel all around Italy, as well as visit other countries such as France or Switzerland, for example. As for the cost of living, we cannot say that Turin is a cheap city, but it's not as expensive as Rome or Milan, for example. Third city on the list is Florence. Here you can experience Tuscan life to the fullest. Architecture and art are everywhere, and there are a lot of world-famous buildings and monuments that you will probably visit during the first weeks of your Erasmus. Also, the nightlife in Florence is great. You will probably spend part of the night in Santa Croce or Santa Maria Novella, but also in many other bars, clubs and discos of the city. And for all these reasons, Florence is a city that is full of students during all the academic year. In Florence, there are many things to do every day. Some not to be missed are, for example, watching the sunset from Piazza Michelangelo, having a gelato stroll through the historic center, or partying in Santa Croce. The cost of living will be between 600 and 700 euros a month. But really, much depends on your lifestyle in the city. One tip if you want to save a little bit of money is to go to the mensa canteens. These can be found in many Italian cities, and you can eat a 3-course meal for about 3 to 4 euros. Another of the best cities to do Erasmus in Italy is Padua, a small city with about 200,000 inhabitants. But don't be fooled by its size, as 30% of the populations are students. And many of them are international students, of course. Being a relatively small city, you will have no problem getting around the city by foot or by bike. Padua is also strategically located, being less than 2 hours away to other Italian cities, such as Verona, Venice or Bologna, among others. It's also close to the mountains and the coastal areas. The University of Padua is one of the oldest universities in the world, and it's recognized as one of the best universities in Europe. Thanks to the city's great student atmosphere, you will find a very lively nightlife, such as in the Piazza dei Signori or in the city's nightclubs and bars. Of course, another of the best cities in Italy is the capital, Rome. It's one of the favorite destinations for international students. In Rome, there are some very prestigious universities, such as the University La Sapienza or the University Roma Tre, which have great educational offers and attract many students. Of course, the Italian capital is a city full of history and culture. If you decide to do your Erasmus there, you will be able to know in depth all that this city has to offer. Some of the most famous are the Colosseum, St. Peter's Basilica, and of course the Trevi Fountain. If you want to know more about Rome as an Erasmus destination, we'll leave you our guide right here. And finally, Palermo, which is the capital of the island of Sicily. This is another city that you have to value, as it's located next to the sea. The climate is very pleasant, and that, added to the gastronomy and the good student atmosphere of the city, makes it the perfect Erasmus destination. It's a city full of art, culture and architecture wherever you go. Moreover, if you like to party, you can find a great nightlife practically every day of the week, especially in the areas near the historic center. Another positive aspect is that Palermo is generally a cheap city, especially when compared to other Italian cities. So much for today's video. Tell us in the comments to which city you would like to go, even if it's one we haven't mentioned. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to activate the notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video. We also leave you below in the description box our social media so you can follow us there too. And that's it. Bye bye, assistant!